So welcome to the first vlog of 2019. I love saying 2019. It sounds like a futuristic movie, but it's, it's now. I remember like living in the 80s thinking, oh my God, the year 2000, and you'd hear of movies called like Cyborg 2019. It just seemed like some crazy future. But it's funny we're living in that future now. And yeah, I just want to catch up. I got a lot to talk about today. There's a lot to talk about, I guess. Is that during Christmas time, I got that time off I was looking forward to, and I got super sick. I was sick nearly the entire time, which is, it seems to be happening every year at that time. I get some time off and my body just breaks down and I get into total sick mode and I just end up sitting on the couch watching movies and not doing a lot of anything. And it's always like, I always come away kind of disappointed from it a little bit. But I gotta say this, coming into 2019, is probably one of the best Januaries I've ever had with the show. It's like, the show is doing really well. Really, really well. And the show is not an entity unto itself. It means that what I'm doing is doing really well. And I'm really, really thankful for that. I really, really am. Is that, as a great example, the show, as of today, just hit 199,000 subscribers. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of video gamers watching. It's unimaginable, and I'm going to get into that in a second as well, is that, yeah, it's 199,000 subscribers. I also, okay, so it's behind the scenes stuff. So last week, I got Kingdom Hearts, and I was like, oh, a review copy. And I was like, oh my God, yes, awesome, I can review it before the embargo breaks. And the thing is I got the code basically when the embargo broke. So what they did is they gave the codes to all the IGNs and all the really big websites first. And then the smaller people like myself get it next. So I had to play the hell out of that game. That's why I could only do a first thoughts video on Resident Evil, is because I was spending all my time with Kingdom Hearts 3. And so I played a hell of a lot of it. And then I was like, okay, I'll do my review. And here, just from my point of view for behind the scenes, it had been days and days and days. The reviews were out by every big publication and all that kinds of stuff, and every big website like IGN, and all that kinds of stuff. So I was like, well, if I do a review, it's not going to be very big. But you know what? I got this review code, and I want to talk about it. There's a lot I want to talk about. That's the fun of the show. I want to talk about these games. And so I did my review, and I spent all Saturday editing it together and making it right, and going back and capturing some more footage here and there. And anyways, and getting it into a way that I was happy with it. And I knew that the Kingdom Hearts fan base is very diversive. It's very, some people hold the story with so much lore that if you mention something wrong, they will kill you. And there's a lot of arguing that goes on in the Kingdom Hearts communities over stuff. And it's only because they're passionate. I understand that. And they love this series so much. So I was very careful how I did my review, no spoilers, all that stuff. So I put up the review. I felt good about it. I, still stand behind it. I put up the review and I'm like, well, I said it, I'll go to bed, and I set it to go live at 7 in the morning. And so I wake up in the morning and it's just like, it's got quite a few views. I'm like, oh geez, this is people are interested in this. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm like, I'll probably settle down at probably like 20,000. And I keep checking. Me and Kim go to the park for the day to feed the squirrels. That's kind of my Zen stuff we do. And I was coming back and I checked my phone, and we'd only been gone an hour, and I'd gone up 4,000 views in an hour, and I was like, geez, that's kind of lit. It's on fire. And in one day, as of this day, it's at like 86,000 views, which is a shock. I can't tell you that sometimes I'm like, I think this review could go big, like a Spider-Man or a Dragon Quest, when I have it very early and I can get it out for the embargo break. But for not being able to make the embargo break, I never expected this Kingdom Hearts review to do this big. It's actually, just so you understand, it makes you feel weird. It's not like, oh yes, it's big and it's great and yeah, views. It makes you feel a little bit strange because you know that there's so many new people watching, and you're like, oh, hopefully these new people like the review and they understand me, because this is probably the first time seeing me, and you get that feeling, and it's a little bit of apprehensiveness. You know, you're a little shy about it. You become very kind of shy about it. That's how I am anyways. And so it just keeps on going. It just keeps on getting bigger. And it's like, it's really unusual. In the last few years, I put out reviews that get hundreds of thousands of views, and it's shocking to me. Shocking to me. I have improved the show over the years, and that's what I wanted to talk about, is that just hitting 199,000 subscribers, and I'll probably talk about it when I'll do a 200,000 subscriber special in some regard. I get a small tear thinking about 11 years, and it's taken me a long time to get 200,000 subscribers. I'm happy with that, but some people start within a year they get 1 million subscribers. They just are doing the right kind of content and the right kinds of videos, and people really like it. Where I'm going to tell you something behind the scenes that nobody knows. Since I started the show 11 years ago, looking at all my data on the show, I actually should be at about 375,000 subscribers. But you have such a turnaround with subscribers at times, and I'm fully to blame. Because I don't just do a show where I talk about video games. I sometimes switch it up and I talk about anime, and I talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and then I talk about 80s things, and I've done a lot of very different kinds of content. So somebody might come in for a Final Fantasy XI Memories episode, and they really enjoyed that episode, and they think every episode is going to be me talking about Final Fantasy XI, and I don't. They watch something that just turns them off, and they unsubscribe. And I think I've had that kind of a relationship. But if you want to do it, I actually should be at 375,000-ish subscribers in reality. But I also look at it this way, that everybody who is here, who does watch the channel, has liked something about it, and they get the idea of it. It's weird. It's something you can't explain to somebody. They either watch the show and understand it, or they don't, or they're not into it. And that's totally fine. I'm okay with anybody who watches the show and they don't like it. It's just maybe not for them, and that's totally okay. But it's funny to look back when I was doing my 1,000 subscriber video. Oh my God. It just chokes me up a little bit. I've doubled that by times that by 200,000. It boggles my mind. I'm very, very, very lucky. And I'm the first to say it's been a lot of work. I've done over like 900 videos over 11 years, and I always consistently keep on going at it, and I enjoy it so much, and my passion is still here. And I thought about it the other day. I'm like, am I going to be here when I'm 60 years old? I think so. This is a very different time we're living in. That, I don't have to, this is not a TV show. This is a YouTube show, and I am my own studio. If I don't want the studio to go away, it doesn't go away. It will always remain here. And so there's no reason for it to dissipate. And I'm telling you, I'm 45. I started the show when I was 34. Yeah. And that's crazy. Jesus, a younger guy I was then. And I've been into video gaming really hardcore since I was realistically about 13 years old, 12 to 13. Up to now, and the passion's even bigger than it ever was. We're getting great games now, like the remake of Resident Evil 2 is a 10 out of 10 game to me. It's absolutely fantastic. So good. And I'm so happy to live in a world where we're doing this. So here's another thing. Sorry, this is going to be a bit of a vlog. I get a phone call. Rob was in the neighborhood for his work. And he's like, hey, do you mind if I stop by? I'm like, oh, yeah, let's have lunch. So he dropped by, and we had a really good conversation in the other room. And we had a really good little talk about YouTube and life and how I don't know, how lucky we are to, to be around during such times. I'm remembering now about video gaming the way it is, and such passion, and we also talk about our faults. I know me and Rob talk a little bit, outside of, doing episodes together. Like that, I said, I was talking about the Kingdom Hearts community to him, and I said, that I said there's gatekeepers in the Kingdom Hearts community, and we were all talking about that. I said, and you know what, Rob? I said, we are guilty of that ourselves. And we go into in depth about why we were gatekeepers. of our, like him about Mega Man in the past, and me about Phantasy Star and Ys, and we were talking about it in a very interesting way, that we were into these things before the masses were into them, and we held on to them very closely because they were so important to us, and nobody else was into them. And it was classed as nerdy to be into them. So we became a bit of, not gatekeepers in a bad way. We wanted everybody to be accessible to these games, but we were a bit of a little authoritarian on some of the aspects of being into it. And, oh, what, you didn't play that, or you don't know that? It's like, we were a bit like that in the past. And I don't think we're like that now. But anyways, it was nice for Rob to come over and to talk about video games the way they are now, and our passion's still there. And it's always going to be there. And all that is. So Rob just left, and we had a really good little sit down, drinking tea, and those are things that we do for ourselves, that nobody sees what me and all my friends do behind the scenes, and all of our interactions, and because I only show a certain amount of this kind of room, pretty much most times, and all that. But wow, in the next month I'll be hitting 200,000, unbelievable. And yes, have other channels gotten bigger during this time? Absolutely. Is there a lot of channels that are smaller than mine? Absolutely. My advice to anybody who has a YouTube channel, don't get down about it. Don't get down about somebody who's bigger than you, and somebody, because there'll always be somebody who's bigger than you. There's always be somebody who's smaller than you. Just feel okay where you're at. And that's where I feel. I feel I have a niche, hardcore audience of very smart, mostly older people. And younger people are obviously welcome. But I feel a niche audience that we get it. If you look at the comment section on a new Game Stuff episode, the people in there are so fascinating and interesting, and it's just warms my heart every time. And it's like, in a way, I built a small community that I didn't even realize that I had created. And it's all for the positivity of loving video games and not liking video games at times. That's also okay as well. And yeah, I feel very thankful. It's the beginning of 2019, and we're off to a really, really good start. And again, I want to thank all of you guys for supporting the show. You have no idea behind the scenes how much it helps out. You have no idea. That's what helps, upgrade the computers. That's why the lighting is better. That's why I shoot at 60 FPS or record at 60 FPS for video game footage, and it makes it all look so much better. The quality of the show has improved in 11 years. It certainly has. And it's gotten a lot better. And I can say this, and I don't know if I could have said it in the past, but I'm really proud of the show. I'm really proud of what I've created and the community that's come a part of it, and all my friends that have been a part of it. And it's something to be thankful for, and I definitely am. So anyways, guys, till next vlog.